Hello, this is Stan Dubin, and welcome to the Hiring Tips Podcast. The name of this tip is, When All Else Fails. I read a quote today from Kevin Ryan, the CEO of DoubleClick, a successful online company. Here's the quote. I used to think business was 50% having the right people. Now I think it's 80%. The best way to be productive is to have a great team. So I spend more time than most CEOs on human resources. Kevin is making a point that many CEOs and business owners overlook in today's hectic and competitive business world. Getting the right people into the key positions in your company may very well accomplish more for your bottom line than any other single action. Yes, you need to consider marketing, sales, accounting, legal. You need customer service, and you need to deliver a good enough product or service so that customers return and ideally refer others to you. Now, I realize I'm preaching to the choir here. You wouldn't be listening to this podcast if you weren't interested in improving the quality of your hires. So I get that. But I do have a purpose in mind here. How do you really view hiring for your company? Is it just one of those necessary parts of doing business? Or is it an absolutely vital component to achieving your business goals? Is it something you give adequate time and attention to? Or do you have a burning desire to find the right people and you'll do whatever it takes to locate them? We've all had wins and losses when it comes to hiring. Sometimes those losses accumulate and cause us to be less committed to finding the right people. We may go through the motions, we may ask all the right questions in the interview, we may use testing to further determine their capabilities. But in the end, when you've got the right people, isn't life in the fast lane so much easier? Well, no need to answer that one out loud. Of course, you could respond via Twitter. My Twitter handle there is @TheHiringTips. @TheHiringTips. Anyway, let's wrap this one up. This tip was written to remind you of what's at stake when a position needs to be filled. So, when all else fails, gather up every ounce of resolve you've got and get the right person. Thank you for listening. I'd like to ask a very big favor, and that is to head over to iTunes. And if you type in the phrase hiring tips, or even just the word hiring, you'll make your way to our podcast fairly quickly. And then if you could leave us a review of any kind, and if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to the Hiring Tips Podcast. And one more big favor, let your friends and business associates know about our Hiring Tips Podcast. That would be exceptionally helpful and greatly appreciated. The Hiring Tips is brought to you by the Employee Testing Center. We have an employee testing service that will help you hire better staff. It's very accurate, easy to understand, and delightfully affordable. Watch our 3-minute video at getbetterstaff.com. That's getbetterstaff.com. Our podcast does not represent legal advice. Employment law can vary from state to state. So please consult an attorney familiar with the law that applies to the area where your business is located for any legal questions specific to your company.